Hey everyone, it's Andy. Yes, we have another round of winter weather that's hitting us. I know we've been through a lot, but we've got to make sure we're vigilant and ready every time these hit because we want all Kentuckians to be safe. First thing you'll see on this first slide is a winter storm warning is in effect for the I-64 corridor and many counties around it. This is where a lot of Kentuckians live. This is Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, Moorhead, Ashland, and so much more of Kentucky. Then you look down south, and we'll get to the flood warnings here in a minute. But you see the winter weather advisory is there for a large other part of Kentucky. This is in effect from this evening through early Wednesday morning. So starting tonight through all of tomorrow, with the vast majority, or at least the most concerning part, hitting during the commute tomorrow morning, which means if you're commuting in, you need to be really careful. Let's go to the next slide. What you'll see is we're expecting a lot of snow. We're expecting anywhere from 2 to 5 inches in Frankfort, 3 to 5 inches in Lexington. Originally, that was looking like it'd be more, and now the Moorhead area looks like it might get hit with the most snow. And while there's medium, probably confidence in how much snow we'll get. There's high confidence that we are going to get snow. And over here on this part of the slide shows you the confidence for more than 4 inches of snow, which is a significant amount. Let's go to the next slide. The most important thing on this slide, which tells you when you can expect the weather to start, is that part in bold. The heaviest snowfall rates are expected from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday tomorrow, and that definitely includes between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., the rush hour tomorrow morning. This is going to be big, wet flakes of snow that could be coming down right at the time that the vast majority of people are on the road. So if you're commuting tomorrow, we want you to be really careful. Take a lot of extra time. We go to the next one. So these are really almost two different events that are going on in Kentucky. You know, if you look north of that green part, that's where we're going to get the snow. And then we have the flood watch, where we expect a significant amount of rain to hit southern Kentucky and candidly, to hit parts of Kentucky that have flooded far too much. So we got to be really watching this as the rain comes in. 1 to 2 inches of new rainfall, combined with the ground being really saturated and really wet, makes us concerned about streams and creeks flooding in a lot of different areas. So, again, beginning tonight through late Tuesday night, there's this risk of flooding. And actually, the 7 day forecast gets a little bit worse than that. If we go to the next slide, we're going to get a lot of rain and moisture and precipitation across the Commonwealth over the next 7 days, which is going to create a risk of flooding everywhere, but it's going to create a real risk of flooding, especially in southern Kentucky. And again, in areas of eastern Kentucky that we have seen hit and in the past even devastated by flooding. What this means is make sure you have your weather radio. Make sure you're checking in with people. We're going to be working in the Emergency Operations Center starting tonight to make sure that we're ready, and we're reaching out to all the emergency management folks all the way across the state. We ought to take this seriously. We ought to make sure that we are diligent and vigilant, and we ought to make sure that we're checking in on all of our neighbors and our friends. So everybody out there, take care. Make sure you're watching all this weather. Let's get through it safely.